everyone, you're watching Explore to Shine with Anu.
Before proceeding to the video, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done, and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified when we upload a new video. With no further delay, let's quickly dive into this video.
Hello everyone, this video is an introduction to computer graphics. The content of this video will be, so first let us see what is the definition of computer graphics, types of graphics, bitmap graphics, what are bitmap image editing applications, vector graphics, vector illustration applications, what is rasterizing, resolution, different file formats, definition of desktop publishing, types of DTP software and DTP operator. So let's begin with definition of computer graphics. The term computer graphics refers to anything involved in the creation or manipulation of images on computer. So what is computer graphics? Creating or manipulating or doing any operation on images on computer is called as computer graphics. You can also define computer graphics as science of creating pictures in computers. Hope you have understood the term computer graphics. What are graphics? Images. So the images, when it is being created with the help of your computer, and if you're doing any operation with the help of computer on graphics, on the images, that is called as computer graphics. Hope you have understood. Moving on to types of graphics. So actually there are two types of graphics. Firstly, bitmap graphics, which is also called as raster graphics. And the second type of graphic, we say it is vector graphics, which is also called as object-oriented graphics. So let's see what is bitmap graphics and vector graphics. So definition of bitmap graphics, or what is bitmap graphics? So bitmap graphics are made up of pixels. So what is pixel? Pixel stands for picture element. So what are pixels? These are tiny dots which has a particular color. So all these tiny dots of color together form an image. These bitmap graphics are also called as raster graphics, and they are resolution dependent. Got it? All the graphics that is made up of pixels are called as bitmap graphics. So what is pixel? The tiny dots which has a particular color. Let's see what is bitmap image editing application. So the application used for editing this bitmap graphics are called as bitmap image editing application. The softwares or the programs which is used for editing your bitmap graphics. What is bitmap graphics? The images which is made up of pixels are called as bitmap graphics, right? Whenever you are used an application for creating this bitmap graphics or for editing this bitmap graphics, they are called as bitmap image editing application. So example, we have Adobe Photoshop, MS Paint, Corel Photo Paint, Photoscape, Neo Paint, Capture One, Corel Painter. Got it? So let's see some of the facts of bitmap images. So monitor also displays images in pixels, and the actual number of pixels, it depends upon your monitor and the screen setting. So for example, when you take an icon on the desktop, there will be 32 into 32 pixels. That is 32 dots of colors going in each direction. This combined tiny dots form an image. So whenever you scan any images or the images from your digital camera, all these are bitmap images. Clear? So whenever you scan any image or whenever you take a photo. So these are bitmap images. So next, let us see what are vector graphics. So vector graphics are created using lines, curves and shapes. So that is the difference between bitmap graphics and vector graphics. Your bitmap graphics is made up of pixels, whereas your vector graphics is being created using lines, curves or any shapes. That is, whenever you're creating a graphic using mathematical definitions, that you say it is vector graphics. These vector graphics are also called as object-oriented graphics. So what is the advantage of vector graphic means? When compared to bitmap graphics, they require less memory space and they are resolution independent. We know bitmap graphics are resolution dependent, whereas vector graphics are resolution independent. Vector graphics are not restricted to a rectangle shape like your bitmaps. Means, say suppose you're considering a circle of vector and a bitmap. That is, a vector circle and bitmap circle both appear to be exactly the same when it is being seen on a white background. But when you place a bitmap circle over another color, it has a rectangle box around it. Next, coming for disadvantage of vector graphics. So what is the disadvantage of vector graphics? They are not suitable for producing photorealistic appearance. That is, they are unsuitable for producing photorealistic appearance. Clear? Moving on to the next one, vector illustration applications or drawing application. So what are these applications? The applications or the softwares which is used for creating and editing vector graphics. That is, the image which has been created with the help of lines, curves or any other shape are called as vector illustration application. So example, we have CorelDRAW, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Freehand, Sketch, AutoCAD, Inkscape. So coming for another type of file format, you have meta files. What are meta files? These are the graphics that contain both raster and vector data. For example, when you take a vector image, but it contains an object which has a bitmap pattern. A vector image containing a bitmap pattern. So both the data are available here. So those kind of graphics is called as meta files. Got it? Meta files are nothing but the graphics that contain both raster and vector data. So next, let's see what is rasterizing. Vector images are created with the help of software. That is, primarily they originate from software. And as you know that whenever you scan any images, that will be as a bitmap file. And whenever you want to convert it into a vector file, you cannot do it without using a special conversion software. On the other hand, vector images can easily be converted into bitmaps, and this is called as rasterizing. So what is rasterizing? Converting a vector images into bitmaps is called as rasterizing. So what is the reason for rasterizing? Why do we convert a vector image into a bitmap? It is to use on the web. Clear? And the most common and accepted format of vector images on the web is SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. So next, let us see the term called resolution. So what is resolution? So resolution is nothing but the number of pixels in an image, and usually it is measured in dots per inch or pixels per inch. So let's see what is the difference between bitmap resolution and vector resolution. So bitmap images are resolution dependent and vector images are resolution independent. In bitmap, it is impossible to increase or decrease their size without sacrificing the quality. That is, whenever you increase the size or whenever you decrease the size, the quality of the image is being lost. Whereas in vector resolution, the quality of the image is retained even if you increase or decrease the size of vector images to any degree. Clear? And in case of vector resolution, whenever you reduce the size of bitmap image, pixels are discarded. Some pixels will be removed. And when we increase the size of the images, new pixels will be created. And when new pixels are created, the software has to choose which color has to be given for the newly created pixels depending upon the surrounding pixels. This process is called as interpolation. So what is interpolation? It is a decision-making process of the software which determines which color to be given to the newly created pixels. Got it? So next, let's see different file formats. The commonly used bitmap file formats are, you have GIF, PNG, JPG, TIFF, PSD. So all these files, whenever you have the file names with these extension, it means these are bitmap file formats. Coming for vector file formats, you have AI, CDR, CMX, SVG, CGM, DFX, WMF. So all these are vector file formats. And the most common meta file formats are EPS, PDF, PICT. Next, let us define what is desktop publishing. So before moving on to desktop publishing, let's see what is publishing. So what is publishing? It is a process of making the content available to the public. So creating the content and making that content available to the public is called as publishing. So with the help of newspaper, pamphlets, brochures, cards, books, so this is called as publishing. So what are publishing softwares? So these softwares will help you to create high quality printed material either for individual, for a business or for the organization. So not only for that, it is also widely used for the development and publishing of online content. So what is desktop publishing? So we saw what is publishing, that is creating the content and making that content available to the public. So desktop publishing refers to the process of arranging this content or creating the content using various text, images and other objects on a computer system in order to produce professional looking publications. So let's see what is the difference between desktop publishing software and word processor. First, let us see the similarities. Both your word processor and DTP software can deal with text, and both can deal with pictures as well as tables, and both offer formatting features. Then what is the difference? Your word processing software focus mainly on text, whereas DTP focus on display and structure of the document. So your word processing is used for creating simple memos, letters, resume, report, and DTP software can be used for creating newsletters, magazines, brochures, logos. Word processing, it is difficult to design here, whereas DTP makes it easy to design attractive layouts. Your word processing is less creativity, whereas your DTP allows the user to be more creative. So next, moving on to types of desktop publishing software. There are two types of DTP software. One is graphical based, the other one is layout based. Graphical based DTP software, it is mainly used for editing and formatting your graphic objects. And here we have two types, that is vector illustration application and bitmap image editing application, which you already know about this. Vector illustration applications are the software that will help you to work with your vector graphics or create and edit your vector graphics. Whereas bitmap image editing applications or software that will help you to work with your bitmap images or bitmap graphics. So as we have discussed about the graphical based DTP software, let's move on to layout based DTP software. These are specifically developed to create different page layout designs for text and pictures. So many word processing systems support their own page layout functions, but page layout applications are specifically designed for this purpose. Generally give you more control over fine points such as text, flow, kerning, and positioning of graphics. The main purpose of layout-based DTP software is to have more control over your text flow, kerning, positioning of objects, and various page layout designs. Page layout programs are the backbone of desktop publishing, and they are used for creating brochures, books, magazines, and other publication. So a genuine page layout application must have the capability to generate a CRC copy. So what is CRC? It is camera ready copy. That is the first copy of a book. The press will then print multiple copies of the book using this CRC. Got it? So whenever you're using a page layout application, first see whether it has the capability of producing CRC copy. That is the camera ready copy. So this is the first copy of the book. The press will then print multiple copies of the book using this CRC. The two most popular applications are Adobe InDesign and QuackExpress. There are many other applications, like you also have a PageMaker, Ventura, Adobe FrameMaker, and they are mostly used for technical document. And you also have Microsoft Publisher. These are more basic and are designed for low-end jobs that will be printed onto desktop printers. So let's see who makes this DTP software. The companies that develops your DTP software are, we have Adobe, Corel, Microsoft, Quack, and Sheriff. So Adobe company developed the software Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Corel company has developed CorelDRAW, Corel Photo Paint. So all these are desktop publishing software, and Microsoft has created Microsoft Publisher. Quack developed QuackExpress, and Sheriff, they developed Sheriff Page Plus. So next topic is DTP operator. Who is a DTP operator? So he is a person who generally enters data or text into a computer and prepares a material which has to be published. So a DTP operator is one who enters data or text into the computer and prepares a material to be published. He needs an extensive knowledge about computers. Not only about computers, the equipments and the capabilities of various types of desktop publishing software. So preparing published material for public or for press or online appearance or any other medium is the basic job of a DTP operator. So what are the work of DTP operator? Working to the design brief from the client or from the designer. So you should be able to design from the explanation which is being given from the client or from the designer. So you should produce a layout for each page of the publication, formats your file with various font style, sizes and spacing, and he has to select appropriate colors and check for errors, and he should be able to scan and edit photographs and other images. So what are the qualities required for DTP operators? So firstly, he should have an excellent computer knowledge. He must be very creative. Then he should be able to prioritize a varied workload. He should be able to know which work has to be done first when he is loaded with lot of works. Should be able to work under pressure, and he should be able to finish the work before the deadlines, and he should enjoy doing artistic work. So all these are the qualities which is being required for DTP operators. So what are the advantages of DTP? Enhanced appearance with page layout. It increases the productivity, easy customization for any type of document, and reduced production cost. So all these are advantages of DTP.
That's all for today's session. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and make sure you share it with your friends. See you in my next video. Until then, take care and keep smiling.